Call from
Jerem Smith. I'm a painting contractor who recently started my business a couple years ago. I've just now got my first full-time employees with, insurance and all that. And we're really busy right now. But as the season winds down, I've got a feeling that we're going to have less work. Should I lay my employees off, or should I find ways to keep them busy through the winter?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you, yeah.
Perfect, man. So, yeah, that's a tough one. I think it all kind of depends on. I think you can find a way to keep the main thing, and let your guys know, kind of communicate to them your situation, and kind of ask them, if I have less work in the wintertime, are you still going to be here next year? Or would you have to go get something full time? Have you talked to any of the guys about that?
Not really. I'm just kind of starting to think about it now because we've just been getting busier and busier. I've got 3 full-time employees now, but I don't think I can sustain this work through the winter.
Do you do any interior painting?
We do, but it's mostly exterior.
You'd be surprised, man. I think that the work. What city are you in?
Emporia, Kansas. It's a small town, kind of between Wichita and Topeka.
Okay.
So it's kind of central to a lot of places, but there's only about 25,000 people here.
Okay. So how long have you been in business?
I started in 2017.
Okay. And you went full time and kind of did your own thing for a while and just recently started hiring employees, or how's that went?
Yeah, last year I took it full time. Last February, I quit my day job, and then I got my first. He was actually a subcontractor last August. Had him through the winter, and then he went to go work somewhere else. And then starting in March or April, I got 2 guys who have been with me since, and they're actual employees. And then I just added a third a few weeks ago.
Dude, sounds like business is booming. Congratulations. How are you getting most of your customers?
I've run an ad in our local paper, and that's gotten me some results. And a lot of it's just been word of mouth. I mean, like I said, it's a small town. Mm-hmm. So, I do a job for somebody and they tell their friends and their neighbors, and sometimes neighbors come out of their house across the street and say, "Hey, come bid my house." And
yeah.
So that's how a lot of
do you have a Google My Business location or and a website and things like that?
Yeah, I do. I have a Facebook page. I have an actual website, and I'm on Google Maps. I think Google Maps has probably gotten me the most yield out of any of it.
I would invest in Google Maps, man. And what you should do is have those customers that you're painting for right now leave you reviews, and not only text reviews, but a picture of your truck or the work you did or anything will really, really help. And yeah, once you're showing up when people type in painters near me, that's going to be huge for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome.
I really need to do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, the question, getting back to your question about employees, that's a tough one. I mean, everybody's going to be slow in the wintertime, so the painters, they may leave you, they may not. It all kind of depends on your situation. I would try to book some interior painting jobs, man, and try to keep those guys busy. And you might be surprised that the work keeps coming.
Well, we're hoping it comes. We've got a couple months worth of stuff lined up now. We're still getting phone calls, but it's almost all exterior.
Could you do? Does it snow a lot in that area? Do the building crews basically stop?
It's not too bad. We did exterior clear through December last year. It's just kind of on and off again. We might only have 2 or 3 days in a week, some weeks, but we kept up with it. But as far as, we wouldn't be able to do it all winter, especially, January, February.
Yeah, but maybe you could get in. Maybe so. Right now is when you need to start focusing on drumming up more business. Are you out on a crew right now, or are you mostly in the office?
Oh, I'm out there working with them. I mean, I do all the office work too, and and run the payroll and stuff. So I work after hours, but I'm out there every day with my guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget to drum up business. I mean, your job as the leader of the company now is to make sure that the mouths are getting fed and make sure business is coming in the door. So anybody who you can think to refer you business, I don't know if you're friends with the people in the painting department at Lowe's and Home Depot and Sherwin-Williams and all these different paint companies. Those people can just keep sending you business because people go into Sherwin-Williams, buy paint, come back, and they're like, this job's a lot bigger than I thought. Who can I hire?
Yeah, that's actually probably been my biggest referral source is Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah.
People go in and ask them all the time, and they'll give them 2 or 3 names, and most of the people that call me, they take my bid. So,
beautiful. So go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, go to any other paint supply store, any other interior design like that sells. There's a lot of light fixture companies and little things like that where you need to walk in, shake the hand of those employees, and introduce yourself. Just tell them what you do.
Yeah.
And get them sending you more business. And if you can switch over and start doing some interior stuff, and you're the #1 result on Google Maps, and the people at Home Depot, the people at Sherwin-Williams are sending you business, you might be able to keep those guys busy all winter. But I would not focus on other. I wouldn't focus on other types of business. I think you need to double down on painting. Start spending some time on your Google presence. I don't know if you.
That was actually. That was a thing I'd thought about is possibly doing like blow-in insulation or parking lot striping, or kind of branching out to try to do things to keep us busy in the winter, even snow removal. I don't know. But you think we should just double down on painting?
It's up to you. I think what you're capable of a lot better than I do. I'd hate to give you some advice that causes you to starve in the wintertime, but I'd also hate for you to not be prepared for next year. I grew a business that was completely seasonal. Like we had 350 employees one week, and then in the middle of the summer we had 0. And then in the wintertime we had absolutely nothing going on. And we had to re-recruit, retrain employees every single year. How hard was it for you to get those employees? How hard is it to find laborers? How hard is it to find painters in your city?
Oh, it's not hard to find people that want to do it, but it's hard to find people that come to work every day and already know what they're doing. And,
about speed, right?
Training
Painting
people
is all about
takes
speed.
time. Yeah. Speed and accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I definitely don't want to lose what we've got.
Yeah. You can put up also offering and are you keeping an email list of all the clients that how are you billing your clients and keeping in touch with your clients?
Yeah. I prefer to do everything by email, and I've got, everything's done on my computer. So I can go back and, if I want to follow up with people in a year or two, I can do that.
That's great. And you have their home addresses. Do you have like a customer management software like Jobber or something like that where you're kind of managing your customers?
No, I use a Word template that I've made for my quotes that's got my logo and header and all that. Mm-hmm. And I just fill out everybody's and then just keep a unique one saved for each person.
Yep. So keep an Excel spreadsheet of all your customers and right now send them all an email and say, like, we're looking for winter work. If you need like parking lot striping or snow removal, go ahead and offer that stuff, but I wouldn't create a whole nother website and start focusing on building a whole separate business,
Right.
So that's exciting.
Okay.
That's awesome, man. When did you decide to go all in on painting?
Well, it just kind of happened. I've been working maintenance in different manufacturing plants since high school, and got a degree doing that. And then I went back to school, was going to go to law school, and just started painting on the side while I was working on my bachelor's degree a couple years ago. And anyway, the painting took off, and law school didn't end up happening, and I'm really glad it didn't now, because now I don't have to be in eyeballs of debt. Mm-hmm. And instead I'm making money and making people smile while we do it.
Yeah. So if I don't think a lot of people listening to this know who you are or really what you're up to. If you wouldn't mind sharing the financial side of things, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fine. just like how much money we're producing, or
yeah, like what's your
what?
monthly revenue and how much are you spending and kind of what percentage of your costs are labor? I know
So,
you probably haven't had a chance to digest since you're in the middle of your busy season right now, but
well, I keep a spreadsheet of my expenses. So right now, we're at $184,000 in revenue for the year, and I'm at, I think, about $95,000 in expenses and labor.
all right,
So
man.
I'm about 50% profit.
Dude, that's amazing.
And at the rate we're going, we might hit 300,000 this year.
Wow. So you got to be thrilled.
Yeah, we are. This is way, I mean, and it has to be because, with being a business owner, we don't have retirement funds. We don't have, my wife's on insurance, but I don't have insurance because it's just so god awful expensive. So we either need to make a lot of money or throw in the towel.
Yeah. I would stay extremely frugal. Like it's going to be really tempting for you to look in your bank account and see that you got 10, 20, 30 grand, but you got to pay a big old tax bill. Nobody's withholding taxes on your work. And it's going to be really, really fun to go buy a brand new truck or go buy this brand new equipment or go buy that brand new equipment. Stay lean, baby. Stay lean, because when the winter comes or when a surprise happens or when the economy turns around here, everybody's going to lose their ass who's buying these $70,000 trucks and putting all this brand new equipment in them. You know what I mean? So stay lean, man.
I bought my truck for $9,000 cash.
Yeah, baby.
And it's
making you money. That's great. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, it's paid for itself.
Keep us posted. How did you find out about the Sweaty Startup?
I've been on Reddit for years, and I don't remember how I came across your subreddit, but I subscribed to a number of small business subs, and somehow I ran into yours, and I fit the bill.
Awesome.
I have a Sweaty Startup.
Yep. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear the success, and keep following along on the podcast and the website, and let us know if you have any other questions. I appreciate you calling in.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right. That was fun. First ever caller. Live call show. Here we are. Look at me, Dave Ramsey. Ready for the next call. I think I missed one while I was...
This is like a general, I've written down some business ideas. What's your process for choosing one? Because I feel I have a very hard time. Like if I feel I choose one, I feel very strongly like, oh my gosh, what if the others were a better opportunity? What's your process of refining those ideas to choose one and stick to it?
Yeah. So I have a little link here on the website that I'll send you. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a process of looking around your town, calling competitors, figuring out where the opportunity is, and then just diving into something. There's never going to be something that is the perfect idea and you can just give up on all other ideas. Nothing's perfect, right? You're going to have to just go with something. I mean, I went with moving boxes because it just happened that way. And I got excited about it and I didn't give up on it. Anything you're doing 6 months into doing it is going to be a pain in the ass. You're going to want to give up and stop. This podcast, the Sweaty Startup in general, from 3 months to 8 months was brutal. Nothing happened. Like the downloads stayed the same. The Reddit traffic was the same unless I was promoting it. Anything is tough. You just got to be willing to work consistently over time. So I just put a link on there of a website that kind of goes.
Ideally,
yep.
Ideally, should it be something that requires 0 employees to start? Like, for example, when you were doing your storage, when you're starting up the storage business, did you have any employees when you literally first started?
We were profitable the same day we started because we used a van that we already had. We used storage space that we already had. And I leaned on my personal network to get customers. So, different people in different phases of life can do way different businesses, right? Somebody who's an entrepreneur for 20 years and has $100,000 in the bank, they are going to build a business a lot faster. They're going to build a business a lot higher skill level. But me, I was broke. I was a college kid. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any experience. So I traded my time for money right off the bat. So if you're in that situation, if you don't have any money, if you don't have any experience, or at least money that you need to risk, then yes, start a business at the same time that you already have a job and start a business trading your time for money. If you want to start a painting business like the first guy that called in, go paint. If you want to start a pest control business, take the boards, get your permits, and go do the pest control. Same with mobile car detailing, power washing, deck staining, window cleaning, literally any of that stuff you can do with no experience and no money. Just trade your time for money at first.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yep. Very good. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too. You too.
Hey, how's it going?
Max, you were live on the Sweaty Startup.
Nice.
How you doing, man? What's a day in Max Maher's life? And just so everybody knows, I just put a link on the site here. Max owns a moving company in Phoenix, doing a lot of moves. How many moves did you do today, Max, your company?
I'd have to check, but probably 10 or so today.
Love it. Love it. So what's new with you, man? What wisdom can we share? And it looks like we have all of about 7 people, so maybe we're not utilizing our time the best, but you got any quick tips?
I've been spending my day trying to save a little bit of money, just meal prep for the week. So I guess there's a little tip in there.
Oh, personally?
Save whatever you can, whenever you can.
I forgot it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Every day's a Monday to me.
Every day's a Saturday for me.
Have you figured out? So just to share with the audience here, Max is working on doing more storage and trying to tie down a storage warehouse to get more, what do you call them? The crates?
Yeah, storage vaults.
Vaults, because you can charge customers $100 a month for eternity. Have you made any moves on that?
Nothing permanent. It seems like I'm just going to have to wait until the end of January when my current lease ends. I've called literally like every commercial real estate agent in the state to try and get them to work some deal up for me, and no one's helping me out.
Yeah, they don't have time for you. It's how it's going right now with all business.
Basically, yeah.
You need a big old recession to hit, and you need to have a couple $100,000 sitting around. That's when you'll be able to make something happen.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm doing, is just poised for the next, opportunity. But I'm definitely going to do that once.
Things are expensive, man. Things are really expensive right now. A lot of my friends and myself are wondering, what the heck should we do with our cash? But I'm shopping storage units right now. They're expensive. I'm sure you're looking at commercial real estate in Phoenix, and it's ungodly expensive.
Oh, yeah. My house has gone up like 40% in value in 2 years.
So you're going to sell it and live in a van for a little while until the recession hits?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. When does the recession hit? That's the question.
It's ridiculous. You can't time it, because when your house is worth more, everybody's like, oh, my house is appreciated so much. My house is appreciated so much. And I'm like, congratulations. If you sell it, you have to pay too much for a house. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
So
if your house value gets cut in half, it doesn't matter, because you sell that house and buy another house for the same price that's way better.
Right.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah, so what do you do there? But I do have roommates that pay my mortgage, so that works out just fine.
Not just the cat?
Not just the cat. He's a freeloader.
Love it, man. Okay, hey, so this guy's got a question for you, Max. Frank Fletcher says, Max, you're a badass. Quick question. What made you realize you wanted to start a business versus just getting a 9-to-5 job?
It's something that I wanted to do basically my whole life. Ever since I can remember, I would tell people I wanted to be a CEO or business owner, but I didn't really know of what kind of business. So when I was really young, I had a little landscaping company that was just me. And basically from there, saved every dollar I possibly could, with the intention of later being able to do bigger and bigger things. So something that I always want to do. I've always wanted the responsibility and, to be able to kind of have control over my own life in that way.
So the landscaping business, you ended up going off to college to do some pole vaulting, didn't like college, didn't feel like it was getting you closer to your goals. So what did you do? I already know the answer to this.
Yeah. So I went to college. I was my major was entrepreneurial studies, of course. And after a year of college, I was like, I can either finish and start what I want to really do 3 years from now, or I can just drop out and do what I want to do now. So that's what I did. I moved from Minnesota to Arizona and started a pool cleaning business with about like $1,500. And then I built that up
and eventually purchased a moving company, which is what I do currently, and expanded that and constantly doing new things.
So you went to Phoenix and just started a pool company. So when you just say started a pool company, how the hell did you do that?
I mean, that's basically.
Were you a pool genius? Or did your family always have pools and you knew exactly how to take care of them?
No, I mean, my grandma had a pool, but I never even cleaned it once, to be honest. I guess I'm a bad kid. But yeah, so the first time I ever cleaned a pool in my entire life was a client who was paying me to do it. And
I love that. I already knew the answer. I love that so much.
And I was just basically like making it up as I go. YouTube was my best friend, and like trying to hide my incompetency. But it took a while for me to even get my first client. It was like the second month of marketing before I finally even figured out how to do that.
So between the very first day when you were telling all your friends and family that I moved to Phoenix to start a pool company, and between that time and when you got your first client, what the hell were you thinking, man?
So there wasn't even that much planning. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to go start a pool company. It was like, hey, I'm going to move to Arizona and figure out what I'm going to do. Then I moved to Arizona, and I was like, okay, well, there's something like 600,000 pools within 40 miles of me. So like, there's got to be something I can do there. And, looked up the supplies that I needed. It was very basic.
So you literally said, okay, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I want to be in Phoenix. The sun is out. What is unique about Phoenix? And you got on Wikipedia and it said Phoenix has a lot of pools.
Yeah, I think it was more like Google Maps. And I was like, holy, there's a pool in, just about every house. And then I searched to like, what can I do? How much are these people charging? What does it cost to start? Like, you don't need a license to even clean pools here in Phoenix. So it's like literally, a vehicle, a pole, some chemicals, a brush, and you're pretty much good to go.
Beautiful thing. So you ended up building that up, working part-time for Skinny Wimp Moving Company. Skinny Wimp Moving Companies, that location started to do pretty poorly. The owner came to you and said, Max, I want you to buy this moving company. And you're like, what the heck? I'm 19 years old. How the hell am I supposed to do that? You went to a bank and said, hey, can I finance buying this company? And they said, you're high. No way. And basically the guy said, I'll give it to you for the price of the trucks and the equipment. And you bought it. And so that was what, 50, 60 grand?
Yeah, it was right around 50 grand. Most of that was the truck that it came with.
One truck.
Yeah. And I will say there was a lot of diligence in that, because I was like, I've never met this guy. It sounds shady. This sounds like something I shouldn't do. I actually flew to LA, talked to his lawyers, talked to like everyone I could, read like the 200-page like franchise document. Like, I made sure that what I was doing was actually a good choice, because that was literally like all my money went into that. But yeah, no one would give me a loan, not even to finance the vehicle, which is like the easiest loan to get.
So did the owner finance it? The owner of the franchise finance it for you?
Yeah, he financed the vehicle in the beginning. And then after like a few months, then I was able to finance it after that. Like once I was able to, prove a little bit.
Okay. And then now we're sitting here 4 years from then, right? Is that about how long it's been?
Yep, 4 years from then.
And how much revenue did you do last year, or in the last 12 months estimate? In
2018, we did about 1.8 million. In the last 4 years, we've probably done close to 4 million.
Love it, man. Love it. Onward and upward. Yeah. What's the biggest struggle?
Biggest struggle is, there's just so many moving parts. Employees are always the hardest thing, finding people who can do the right things every day, but that's just all about building the systems out and getting better and better at that.
Would you say that you have more of a customer problem or more of an employee problem? Do you spend more of your time dealing and hiring employees or trying to drum up new business?
I would say the quality control of the movers is my primary focus right now. I'm not super worried about getting more customers. I'm more worried about just doing an excellent job for every customer we get. We have a pretty good base. So I'm just trying to grow more in the luxury end of the market and
trying to get the good clients, right? Like the
exactly
20% of the clients that generate 80% of your profit and are easy and respect you and pay the bills and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And instead of spending $10,000 a month on advertising, I'm trying to just invest that into our customers and their experience. So they, refer us to their friends and use us again in 2 years when they move. And trying to, approach it in the long-term sense.
Yeah, that's a great plan, man. And you're doing a lot of experiments with keeping those customers happy and sending them thank you letters and sending gifts to people who refer you. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to make sure there's nothing left on the table.
Mm-hmm. Great. Jerem Smith says, I think Jerem Smith is the guy that I spoke to first with a painting business that he's growing really well. He says, how many employees do you have, Max? Good job.
Right now we have just under 40. I recently sold my out-of-state locations, and when we had those, it would fluctuate between like 60 and 85.
Did you make any profit on those, or did you just offload them, try to get your money back and focus?
At the sale price, I didn't, but I do make money every month from those locations because I still offer. They hire us for call center services here, Gotcha. So I make 6% of every dollar they make.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Awesome, man. Awesome. So, yep, that's all I got, man. I won't take up much more of your time. I'm about to head to bed as well. But thanks for calling in, man. I think we'll do this again.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me on your show.
Talk to you later, buddy.